What is going on, YouTubers? Jay here from MJTech. Today coming with another e-bike. This is by Vanpowers. It is called the UrbanGlide and they come in 3 different variants. So this e-bike, first of all, it is a step-through type of frame, so it is suitable for all ages, women and men, it doesn't matter. This is a very comfortable frame and I am becoming a fan of it just because of the ease of use, as I already explained. This model here comes in 3 different variants. You get the Ultra, the Pro, and the Standard. For instance, the Ultra has a Bafang motor. The Pro and the Standard has an aftermarket motor, non-branded. So things like that do change. Also, the charger changes from 4 amps coming on the Ultra and the Pro to 3 amps on the Standard. So you have to pay close attention to see which one is suitable for you. In this case, this was sent to me by Vanpowers and they didn't mention which model they sent. I am assuming it could be the Ultra, I'm not sure, but that's why we're going to unbox it, set it up, and then do what we do, which is the review, and let you guys know if this is really worth it or not. Now, Vanpowers did mention that there will be a pre-release type of deal going on, so I will encourage you guys to check down in my description to see what deals you can get with this e-bike. I have to compliment Vanpowers for excellent packaging. This thing came with 0 damages. The box is very sturdy, even though it doesn't have a double box like we have seen with other models. But yes, it came super protected, no damage whatsoever. And I did forget to mention that for the first time in the channel, we have an e-bike with a 27.5-inch wheel base. Now, this is what I called excellent presentation from a company that is not yet very well known out there, but they are definitely putting a name. And this is what I'm talking about. Check all the tools, how they came. This is professionalism. I don't care how you guys put it, but this is something that is organized. Typically, we get a box where everything is just thrown in there inside of a plastic bag. Well, Vanpowers decided to do things a little bit different. Check this out, guys. Even the display, we have a very nice display. This is an LCD panel, TFT. We have to check out what's the resolution later on. We get a headlight along with a reflector as well, all included here. We have a set of keys as well. We get a little bell horn, some pedals. We get the manuals, and possibly in here we have the charger. Now this charger, based on the specs, I will be able to at least know if I have the Pro or the Ultra. 54.6 volt 3 amp charger, so that means I have the standard model of the UrbanGlide. So by the way, the battery that we have in the bike is a 48 volts 14.4 amp hours. It seems that with this model, we have a very similar installation to what we have seen in the past. All we have to do is install the handlebar. We have the front wheel with the fender, the pedals, and on the handlebar, we have things like the TFT display and also the bell, or also known as the horn. It is more like a bell. That's all we have to install, and we are pretty much set to go. Well guys, this is the Vanpowers fully assembled. As we can tell, it's a pretty good looking bike all the way around. Starting here from the front side, we have a fender along with the headlight and the adjustable suspension as well. We do get mechanical brakes. There's no hydraulic brakes with the standard model. I believe that with the Pro and the Ultra, you do get hydraulic brakes, but not with this model here. And we do have the battery compartment. To unlock it, you simply flick the key and then it comes right off. And right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is a 14.4 amp hours, but here it is rated at 15 amp hours. And it's going to give you a total of between 60-65 miles approximately. So it is not something that goes above and beyond, as I would call it, but it is still a nice battery. I think that with heavy usage, you should get at least 30 miles in range. Now keep in mind that again, 60-65 miles, that's in pretty much pedaling and using the pedal assist all the way through, and probably on pedal assist number 1 or so. So just keep that in mind. This is with every manufacturer. What I do like is that we have a rack here in the back. So we get here the tail light. This comes already with the bike, so when you turn on the headlights, they come on as well. We have the rear fenders, mechanical brakes on the back. The kickstand is adjustable, which is nice. You can make it longer or shorter depending on how you like your bike to sit. Here's the 500 watt motor right there. That's a generic motor. It doesn't really have a brand. The Ultra does come with a Bafang motor, and I believe the motor is on the middle here and not on the hub like we have it with this model. We have the 7-speed Shimano system and a single speed for the crank. We have the controls, so this is your power key. If you press and hold for a few seconds, the display will come right on. Let me adjust the camera right there, and it's just giving us the standard. Right now it's in neutral. If you hit the plus, it'll take us to the pedal assist up to number 5 with a maximum speed of 20 miles an hour. We have the battery indicator over here. We have this set up into miles per hour. You can set it up into kilometers. We press the power button quick. It gives us the average speed, the max speed, and then we can do things like the time that we have used the bike, the calories that we have burned based on the time that we have ridden the bike, and so on and so forth. So if we press and hold here the plus and the minus, and we hold it, it takes us into the settings. Again, the display unit, we have it on miles. If we go down, this is the brightness of your display, and by the way, it is quite bright. Auto light, this is in case you guys want it to where the headlights come on automatically, then you can set it up on here. Currently it is powered off. We have the auto power off set to 10 minutes, and we have password. You can clear the trip of whatever you have ridden the bike. You can clear it directly from here. We do have an application for this unit as well, and you can scan the QR code from the manuals. It says system information, and finally with the back option, we just go back here into the main display. So this one has a thumb throttle, as you guys can tell, but it is located on the left. Very unusual. Typically we get it either twist and on the right, or even if it's thumb, it's usually on the right side. The stem here is adjustable. You can increase the height, decrease the height, which is a very nice touch. And that's pretty much it, guys. So let's go on for a ride. We're gonna do a speed test, hill test, braking power, so on and so forth, as we usually do. So let's go on for a ride and let me know what you guys think about this model. Alrighty guys, so we have this thing powered on. For right now, we're just going to start here with the throttle alone, and this is on pedal assist number 5. This is not yet the speed test, but it goes exactly at 20 miles an hour. The interesting part about this bike is the fact that regardless of the weight that you put into it, for example, my stepson, he's only about 120 pounds. He's a very skinny guy. And then I am 100 pounds heavier than him at 225, and we both get 20 miles an hour. So that gives me an indication that this bike has been throttled. However, this is a very smart display, which means that we cannot unlock it. It is not unlockable. As a matter of fact, when I search on Google for this model to see if there's a way to unlock it, it doesn't even show up. So this is a very modern display. I love it. It has about 3 inches from what I can see here diagonal, and yeah, it is quite bright. I can see everything right now, and I have glasses on, so that's great. So the first thing we're gonna do here, guys, is actually let's continue riding for a little bit. We're gonna do the hill test on the other side, as this side says no motorized vehicles. Let's just respect that for today. Today's a Wednesday, so there's hardly any people here, but yeah, I mean, I'm telling you guys, this thing is really complete. Nothing rattles. It feels nice and solid. You have to make sure that when you assemble it, you check all the screws and bolts and make sure everything is nice and tight, and it will stay like that. It's a very, very nice bike to ride. So right here we have the derailleur on speed number 7. We have the bike on pedal assist number 5, and we have a hill here. It still says no motor vehicles, but then I just saw a car going by. So let's go ahead and do the hill test real quick, guys. This is without pedaling at all. So this one is quite steep. I would say this is like a 12-13% incline or degree incline, and we are doing 20 miles an hour, just like we had no hills, guys. This bike is quite powerful for hill climbing. Other bikes that I've tested with 48 volts and about the same wattage, 750 watt, do decrease, but this one didn't. So here I'm going to show you now the next test, which is the speed test. So we will start on pedal assist number 1 and see how far that takes us. Neutral, that's like no power to the motor, and you will be pedaling only. So we have pedal assist number 1 without pedaling. So we are doing, okay, so this is weird. It took us anyways to 19 miles an hour. I don't know if that's a software glitch, but yeah, that's pedal assist 1. So the pedal assist only works for pedaling, which makes sense. So pedal assist, this is 1, takes us to 14 miles an hour. That's pedal assist 2 to about 17 miles an hour. Pedal assist 3 just takes us straight to 19 and 20, as you guys can tell. 4 and 5, they stay about the same. So there we have it, guys, for the speed test. Regardless, even if you do straight throttle, thumb throttle, you're gonna get 20 miles an hour. That's it, and we cannot unlock it. Okay, so our next test here is to do a little bit of gravel and what I call off-roading, using the thumb throttle only without pedaling. And as expected, it does just fine. Now, what I did notice is that the front fender, since from design, they are very close to the tire. Sometimes if you get like a little rock or something to get stuck in there, you're gonna hear it. But it doesn't lock the wheel or anything like that. It's not dangerous. It's just the way that they had this design. That's basically what it is. But yeah, I mean, for off-roading, if it's gravel like this and it's solid, I guess there's not a problem. But because of the tires, these are 2.2 inches by 27.5. So I am assuming that you know, it's not gonna do so great on grass. Just keep that in mind. This bike was not meant for off-roading. But again, if you're on a hard gravel like I am right now, it should do just fine. As you guys can observe, no issues whatsoever. So now from here, our next test will be just pedaling around. This bike, after it reaches the 20 miles an hour, it kind of like holds off, meaning that you can feel the motor was engaged, and then all of a sudden when it reaches 20 miles an hour, then it kind of like stops. So that's how you know that this is restricted. So again, this is using speed number 7. We can go down a little. There you go, that's 6. Something I forgot to mention is that the derailleur came perfectly balanced. So when you select the speed, it goes exactly to that speed, and I didn't have to calibrate it. I've had bikes, I don't know if you guys remember the Side Rusher X900. That bike was amazing, but the derailleur came terribly misaligned, so I had to align it. So at speed 4, then speed 3, I can feel all of them moving as I shift it. That's 2, and this is 1. Okay, of course we're gonna go back into 7. That's the one that makes the most sense, because it's the one that you're gonna feel that you are actually pedaling. Otherwise it'll just become very light and all you're doing is moving your legs around. So this is a little bit of off-roading some more, and as you guys can hear, there's no rattles. This thing is amazingly built in the sense that not even the chain rattles, and that's quite surprising. Right here we are in soft sand, and I almost lost control right there. Let's go back here. And this is on grass. Like I said, guys, it'll do a little bit of off-road. This is just not a hardcore off-road bike. It'll get stuck very easily as soon as the dirt becomes a little soft. So that's why we have fat tires, thin tires. They're for different purposes, and the strength of this bike is not going off-road. It's basically the opposite. The brakes are, you know, obviously brand new. This bike only has 11 miles in the odometer, and they squeal a little bit. Remember, these are mechanical brakes, so they're not going to provide the best stopping power. But having dual brakes, you definitely have to use both of them at the same time if you want that braking power. So right here, that's our next test. It's going to be the braking power. So I'm going to make a sudden stop. Look behind me, there's nobody there, and you guys can see that pressing it hard, it took a good 20 feet to come to a complete stop. If you guys want some better stopping power, then I would go with either the Pro or the Ultra. Those two models, they do have hydraulic brakes. So we do get a little bell. Okay, I prefer horn, but it's okay. As per this suspension, it is more towards the stiff side, even though I tried to play with the two little knobs on the suspension itself. It's a little bit more towards the hard side, and that makes sense. This is not an off-road bike, so it is not going to give you that, you know, perfect suspension when it comes to off-roading. So yes, you're gonna feel the stiffness, and you're gonna feel it on the handlebars, and you will feel it on the back when you hit a bump, as we do not have any suspension on the rear. So if you guys are planning to ride this off-road, well, I gotta say you have to go with a different model. The cool part is that Vanpowers, they offer different variety depending on your needs. This is more like an on-road type of bike, you know, just like I'm doing right now. up, and it'll give you that great experience, guys. Keep in mind that the stem right here, this area, it can be adjusted so you can lift it a little more depending on the length of your arms. Not a whole bunch of bikes out there offer this option. I love the step-through frame. It's really comfortable, especially when you're stopping and you have to stand up. It's really, really comfortable, and it is excellent for all ages, just as they described it on their site. This bike is great for commuting, guys. It's actually perfect for that purpose. Keep in mind that for the battery range, you will get a decent battery range. Even if you're using it strictly on thumb, you should, I haven't tested it myself yet, but you should be able to get at least 30 miles. It has been a great ride today. We have put about 6-7 miles approximately, and actually it's been more than that. It's been like 7-8 miles. We currently have 63% of battery life right now, and what can I tell you guys, it has been an excellent ride. There has been really no complaints. The only suggestion I can make is about the brakes. If you guys really want some stopping power, you have to get hydraulic brakes. So for this, I would recommend the Pro or maybe the Ultra if you want to go all at it, because these mechanical brakes don't have the best stopping power as we can imagine. But besides that, the bike is excellent, the battery life is good, nothing rattles. Suspension is a little on the stiff side, but keep in mind, that's why they call it the Urban Glide. This is mostly an on-road bike and not an off-road bike. Maybe that's why we have the 2.2 by 27.5 rims. And by the way, these are 12 gauge rims as well. So I think, guys, that with this being said, we have successfully completed here the unboxing, setup, and full review of the Vanpowers UrbanGlide standard version. Let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you on my next one.